Hi guys, I hope you're well. I'm coming to you from a very rainy day, so we're gonna keep it chill, okay? This year I've really been trying to be more sustainable in my clothing choices. Unfortunately in this world it is basically impossible to be a consumer and not harm someone or something. So it's important that we try our best as much as we possibly can. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks for dressing more ethically and combating fast fashion. And I think that's all I really need to say on the matter, so without further ado, let's get into it. For look number one, I wanted to work around these gorgeous red trousers, which I found at a charity shop. I think this just goes to show that you can find really lovely items at charity shops, with the added benefit that you're giving your money to a good cause. What's great about these trousers is not only are they a bit of a statement, so they can kind of just let an outfit speak for itself, but they can also be dressed up and down. So with this black top, for instance, it's got this kind of sporty feel. Side note, a good tip for tying tops like this is to twist it like so after you've done the first knot before you tie the second. It just helps it lie flatter. Top tip. Anyway, I then tried it with this cropped shirt, which was sort of a thrift flip type thing that I did in the summer, and I think this makes it look a little less casual. I would really recommend upcycling your old clothes so you can breathe a bit of life back into them. This does take a little bit of skill, but the more you do it, the more you'll be able to see the potential within other items of clothing, and you don't necessarily need a sewing machine to do this. However, if you are into sewing, look number two is for you. Now, I am not a sewer, but making clothes is a great way to be sustainable, and there are tons of simple patterns on the internet you can follow. Loads of them you can download for free. I promise you, you can make something. Of course, there are a lot of wonderful fabrics out there as well, but don't shy away from using old fabric. Often curtains work really well. In this look, I made the black tennis skirt out of some fabric found in my great aunt's house. Often older relatives have great fabric stores, so feel free to raid them. The great thing about making your own clothes is that you can make things really just work for you. I made this bucket hat out of the same fabric, so it matches perfectly. And a nice little bonus to this bucket hat is that I made it reversible, so I've got two hats in one. Okay, this third look is just hilarious to me. The jumper I'm wearing right now is actually part of my school uniform, back from when I was in school, believe it or not. And it's just been in my wardrobe for ages, not getting any use. And I don't think you can tell that it's a piece of school uniform, but I did kind of elevate it a bit by layering this lovely green mock neck top underneath with these flares. So you know what? Have a raid of your old school uniform. See if there's something in there that you could possibly wear still, if you still have it. Also, I had this idea recently. So you know those trouser chain, wallet chain things that cool people wear, you know the ones? Well, I found this pearl chain from an old belt, I think it was my mum's, and you could so easily make it into one of those chains. I definitely will be doing this in the future. As weird as it sounds, you can totally find things around the house to accessorize your outfits, and it can be a great way to avoid giving more of your money to unethical companies. It just takes a bit of imagination. One thing I would say about secondhand clothes is, if you're at a shop, don't just look at the section holding your size. Have a good rummage around. Sometimes things end up in the wrong place, but you can also make things which are oversized work for you, either by having them altered, altering them yourself, wearing them as oversized items, or making them work by the way you wear them. And what I mean by that is, take this shirt for instance. It was my granny's, it's very oversized, but by wearing it like this, suddenly it's really effortless and elegant. Working with different textures can often boost an outfit too, like this speckled rib skirt with a lettuce hem. You can so often find fabrics that are quite unique with secondhand stuff, which you wouldn't find on the high street. This outfit is a bit more casual, sort of art teacher who's been asked to teach PE for the afternoon. You'll see what I mean in a sec. For this look, I just want to talk about the easiest and cheapest way you can combat fast fashion, and that is simply wearing the clothes you already own. This t-shirt, for instance, was something I picked up from one of those touristy shops years ago when I was in Paris for a school trip, I think. Please don't feel bad for owning clothes which might not have been wholly sustainable when you made them. When you bought them. Wow. Anyway, the most important thing is you make the most out of them now you've got them. This windbreaker I'm wearing here was from a kilo sale, and if you haven't been to one of those, I would highly recommend going to one. You can get a lot of really unique items, and they always have loads of these kind of vintage jackets, sweatshirts, etc. Just remember, get there early, and if you see something you like, pick it up. You can always put it down if you change your mind, but things get snatched up real quick. So yeah, but they're a lot of fun, so I'd recommend. Anyway. I thought we'd end with something a bit fancy. I guess this is what I wear if anyone ever asked me on a date, but anyway, and whilst we're on the subject of vintage clothes from the last look, let's talk about hand-me-downs. This skirt was my mum's from when she was younger, and the sweatshirt was my granny's. It's this wonderful velvet material, and I've never really seen anything like it from anywhere else. There's something really joyful about wearing clothes that belong to a relative, giving them a new life. This might sound silly, but it always actually makes me feel quite connected to my family and the people I love. The boots, I must admit, are not second-hand, so I would like to say that if you are going to buy something brand new, try to invest in pieces which will last. I've had these boots for years, and because they're both timeless and good quality, I still love wearing them. I realise in this video I have not mentioned any sustainable fashion brands, and that's just because I've really not got that much experience buying from them. But there are tons of small businesses out there that you can support. All it takes is a quick internet search. I also just want to remind you that there are plenty of ways to buy second-hand clothes online. Depop, for instance, is quite good, though it is starting to get a bit gentrified. There are so many options, but I hope you found this video both interesting and helpful. Please like, comment, and if you could find it in your lovely warm heart to subscribe, I'd be very grateful. I just really want to build a bigger audience. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!